so let's have a look at this question here. So we're going to find the rule for the pattern that you can see up the top here. So our first step in finding the rule for this pattern is to find the differences between the terms. So looking at the first differences between them, you can see the difference between those is 7, then it goes 11, and then it goes 15. So straight away looking at that, we can see that the differences aren't the same between the terms. So that means it's not going to be like our regular linear pattern. And so the rule is going to be a little more complex for that. Now, let's have a look at the differences of those differences. So the second difference. And so between those terms, you'll see between those ones, it's 4. And between the next two differences, it is also 4. So our second difference is the same. Now that's a good thing because that means it's a quadratic pattern. And so we're going to have a look at how to find the rule for a quadratic pattern. Now, one thing with quadratic patterns is, and when I'm talking about quadratics, it means as like a x squared term in it. Alright, so half the second difference is the number of x squared terms that there are in the equation. So in this case, you can see that our second difference is 4, and so half of that is 2. So that means in our equation, we're not going to just have one x squared term, we're going to have 2x squared. Now, if that difference was a difference of 1 here, that means it would be half x squared. If the difference between the two terms was 2, then it would just be a regular x squared, so 1x squared. Now, let's find what 2x squared for each part of these parts of the pattern are. So we've got the first term here, so that would be the first one, so 1 squared times 2, which is 2. And then we're going to have 2 squared, which is 4, times 2, which is 8. 3 squared, which is 9, times 2, which is 18. And then we've got 4 squared, which is 16, and then times 2 is 32. Now, that means we've found part of the pattern here. We found part of the pattern, but we haven't found the whole thing. So let's see what we've got left over, so the remainder. And then let's see if we can find the rule for that remainder. So we're going to subtract this term here from the original pattern and to see what remains. So we start off with 5 take away 2, which is 3, 12 take away 8 is 4, 23 take away 18 is 5, and 38 take away 32 is 6. This is our remainder. And you can see this looks like quite a simple pattern, and yeah, we can find the rule for that pattern. Now the rule for that pattern is just increasing by 1 each time, and so the rule for that remainder is x plus 2. That's the rule for this pattern here. Now we know the rule for this section here, which is 2x squared, and then we're just going to combine these two parts together, and it's going to give us the full rule. So in this case, the rule is y equals 2x squared plus x plus 2.